Hello everyone, welcome to ZW3D training video series. In this video, we will learn about PMI module. This is the contents. We will learn how to create PMI and how to manage the PMI, and followed by a case study for your practice. First, let's learn about PMI and 2D drawing differences. 2D drawing is using the 2D views and dimensions annotations to express the 3D model, while the PMI is to add dimensions and annotations in 3D model directly for better visual effect. But there's still some link. The PMI information can be inherited to 2D drawing directly. Here, this is the PMI, this is the 2D drawing. We can inherit the PMI from 3D model to the 2D drawing directly. And here is the workflow. So we first create the PMI. We will learn about some of them. And then we will show you how to manage the PMI in the PMI manager. About how to create the PMI, we will show you the most of options in the quick dimensions. And then for the whole callout, it is a little different from the 2D drawing. It can only identify the whole feature, so you need to use flag holes to add the whole feature for imported geometry. For the coordinate dimension, it supports to customize the display format. And also for the boundary, this is only available in the PMI. We can create the wireframe lines for the stock and also its PMI entities, the dimensions. And for the label test balloon, they are a little different. Only the label is PMI entity, which can be shown in the PMI manager, view manager, which is attached to a view, while the text and balloon is just shown in the history tree, which means they are just features. So when you rotate the view, only the PMI information will be rotated. Okay, and I will show you how to manage the PMI directly inside the software. Okay, let's check inside the software. Okay, let's learn PMI features through this case. So in the PMI tab, you can find that there are many dimensions, annotations, and also some tools. So before we insert any dimension, we will set the PMI dimension attribute first. And then we will go to the view manager. So when we insert the PMI entity will attach here. And also, we recommend you to activate the view that you want to insert the dimension on. So for example, we can just blank all these dimensions. And then we want to add dimension on top view. So just double click to activate it. Then we can learn about the quick dimension first. So for example, we can rotate the view. We can specify this face to this face to get the dimension. But here, I would like put this place, but we can specify the plane, like here, and also the location for the test. And method, we can change the dimension type if necessary, and also we can change the method horizontal, vertical, or projection view. So we just leave the automatic for this. And we can create one more. So for example, we want to specify this one to this arc. So let's check the value. Okay, we put here. So we want to specify the distance from the top to the down. So we can use this option. We can set the far to far, so we get this result. Of course, we can adjust the location. Okay, after that, the whole callout is just a little different from the 2D join, which recognize the whole feature only. And the bounding is very easy to understand. Just create a bounding box with PMI dimensions. Okay, and we just show you about the coordinate. For example, we want to define this whole, the center point, and put here. So we can customize the display effect, like this one. Okay, so we get this result. And for the label, it will create a PMI entity in this tree. But for the text and blue, it just create the feature in the history, in this history manager. Okay, I will not show you here. For example, I want to create one more dimension, like this one. I can create this quick dimension. So just specify this arc. So we can create this dimension. We can only display the PMI in active view. Okay. So we can use the align plane. But you may find that this dimension cannot see, right? So we just put it in the wrong view. So we just can adjust from here, attach in views, and we can change to the right view. Okay. So when we activate this right view, we can see this dimension, and top view again. So you cannot see that view. Of course, we can also choose the view visibility from here. We can show the PMI on the active view only, or we can just show all the dimensions. Okay. And we can set only attach PMI in one view. Okay. So let's just check out. We can turn on and blank all of them, so we can find all the PMI information here. And other features about the PMI is group. It can be used. For example, if you want to delete all of them, or you want to make some modification, you can use this. It can make it more clearly. So for example, this, I want to change the precision, and I want to change all of this. So we can just select all this and attribute and copy from this one. So okay, we have we have changed all of them. And also another one, you may find that the size is too small, so we can just resize. And after we finish the PMI dimension and annotation, we can go to the 2D sheet, choose the template. Okay, we'll put here. There's an option we can set here, and we can also go to the attribute to inherit the PMI, parallel PMI from the 3D model. So we can get this result, and we can go back. Also, we can export this information to the PDF. Then you can view the PDF and rotate the model to viewed in PDF directly. Here's a case study. Actually, this is very simple because I just introduced all of them in last slides. Okay, so first we set PMI attribute for preparation, and then activate top view at the dimension here, and also front view and right view, and then we can try to inherit PMI to the 2D drawing. And I would like to show you about how to export the model to 3D PDF. We already finished the PMI, then we can just use export, and we choose the PDF. And put on the desktop. And here we choose the 3D PDF and OK. And here, this is the 3D PDF. We recommend you open with the Adobe Acrobat DC reader, so you can view the 3D model like this one. And also you can just rotate to view the dimension, to view the model better. So that's all for the PMI module. Thank you for watching.